Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the rhythmic world of Langston Hughes, one of the most influential voices of the Harlem Renaissance. In this video, we'll explore how jazz music not only inspired Hughes's poetry but shaped the themes, structure, and soul of his work. Whether you're a literature enthusiast or a music lover, this fusion of jazz and poetry is a must-know for understanding African American cultural history. Get ready to discover the bluesy beats behind Hughes's words, how jazz rhythms influenced his writing, and the powerful messages of freedom, struggle, and resilience conveyed through his verse. Stay tuned as we explore the weary blues, dream boogie, and more, with expert insights on Hughes's unique blend of sound and storytelling. Langston Hughes, one of the most influential poets of the Harlem Renaissance, famously integrated the rhythms, improvisation, and emotional depth of jazz music into his poetry. This fusion of art forms reflects his celebration of African American culture, blending literary and musical traditions to produce works that resonate with the spirit of jazz. In this video, we will explore how jazz influenced the structure and themes of Hughes's poetry, including its impact on his language, rhythm, themes of freedom and struggle, and overall aesthetic. The Harlem Renaissance, a cultural movement in the 1920s and 1930s, was centered around African American artists, writers, musicians, and intellectuals who expressed their creative talents. Jazz, a musical genre rooted in African American traditions, became the heartbeat of this movement, representing spontaneity, improvisation, and emotional complexity. Langston Hughes recognized the power of jazz to communicate shared emotions and experiences in ways that language alone might struggle to achieve. His poetry became a literary mirror to the jazz scene, capturing its syncopation, improvisation, and vibrant energy. This musical inspiration can be seen in the rhythm and tone of his works, especially in poems like The Weary Blues and Jazzonia. One of the most apparent ways jazz influenced Hughes's poetry is in its structure. Many of his poems follow a loose, improvisational form that mirrors jazz's free-flowing nature. Hughes does not adhere strictly to traditional metrical patterns, instead allowing his lines to follow the natural ebb and flow of speech, much like a jazz musician might play with tempo and rhythm in a performance. In addition to influencing the structure of his poetry, the themes of jazz music resonate deeply throughout his work. Jazz, especially the blues, often grapples with the struggles of life, pain, heartache, poverty, but it also speaks to resilience, joy, and freedom. Hughes's poetry reflects this duality, addressing both the hardships of African Americans and the hope and strength that allow them to endure. Jazz's improvisational nature represents a kind of freedom that is deeply personal yet universal. The musicians who perform jazz break away from rigid structures, creating something new and spontaneous in the moment. This sense of freedom, of creating something uniquely one's own, parallels Hughes's vision for African Americans. He envisions a future in which African Americans people can express themselves freely, without constraint. Jazz's improvisational and emotional qualities also influenced Hughes's language and imagery. His use of colloquial speech and vernacular language reflects the conversational nature of jazz, allowing him to speak directly to his readers. The imagery in his poetry is both surreal and energetic, capturing the dynamic atmosphere of a Harlem jazz club. For Hughes, jazz was not just an artistic influence but a reflection of African American identity. By incorporating jazz into his poetry, he aligned himself with the cultural pride of the Harlem Renaissance, a movement that sought to uplift and empower African Americans through art. If you enjoyed learning about the beautiful connection between jazz music and Langston Hughes's poetry, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into literature, music, and the fascinating stories behind them. And as always, stay tuned for more inspiring content. Thank you for watching.